show. I'm your boy T, here with my man's B, here to talk with y'all about all of the wonderful happenings in sports, mostly the NBA, because that's what's really going on right now. And both our teams, my Lakers and B, your Warriors, it's got a little something to be excited about. So we're excited to get into the discussion and talk about the last couple of games and what our respective teams have done over the since the All-Star break. And yeah, we're going to get right into it. Before we do, though, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, check out our videos. We appreciate it. Man, we've been trying to get some more content up, which we've been doing over the past couple of weeks. Just a little bit of, highlight content for your Warriors, B, my Lakers. We appreciate y'all responding to that quite positively. So we will continue to do that. You know what I mean? And hopefully you come and check out our show and chat with us as well. We appreciate that too.
Yes.
Oh man. All right. Well, let's get into it. First off, man, how you doing, B? Before I start talking about the Lakers.
I mean, look, man, I'm about as happy as a clam right now. Why wouldn't we be excited, dude? Our teams have found a renaissance since the trade deadline here, and I think we may be on a collision course to something exciting towards the end of the season. Here, obviously, a lot of things have to happen, but I mean, dude, this has got me feeling great. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I
got people bringing me leftover foods that I didn't even ask for. Now I got like 2 large-ass pizzas in my refrigerator for no reason, but I'm going to get through that. I mean, who doesn't love pizza, especially after the initial? Are you a leftover pizza guy?
Yeah, I'm good with it. I mean, there's some days I can even eat it cold, but I'm definitely a leftover pizza guy. I don't like it in the microwave so much. Maybe drop it in the oven if you can. Throw it in a saucepan even. And just let that thing simmer.
Do you do the saucepan where I guess there's a trend where people put water in the pan and the pizza and cooks and it's supposed to be like extra crispy?
I don't put water in the pan.
It's a good thing I'm not trying that.
Maybe a little bit of olive oil or cooking oil. I don't put water.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. People,
let's get into it, man. Let's get into this, dog. We got a lot to talk about, man.
I don't even know where to start, man. But you know what? I've been sitting on my thoughts about, well, not sitting on them. I've been voicing them, just not on our show, obviously.
Yeah, you damn sure have been
about the Lakers taking on the Nuggets in a game where Stephen A. Smith said we didn't have a snowball's chance in hell of beating the Nuggets, and I think most of anyone I would have talked to would have said, yeah, y'all probably not beating the Nuggets. The Lakers came off an abysmal kind of 2-game stretch where we lost to...
You lost to the Hornets.
Yeah, we lost to the Hornets.
All-Star break.
Then we lost to Utah right before the All-Star break. 2 of the worst teams in the NBA. We beat Portland, whoop-de-doo. And then all of a sudden, boom, the competition shoots through the roof. We go into Denver against the Denver Nuggets, and we whoop their ass. That was a great, great game, man. I mean... I was expecting the usual, we go up by a few points. We're up by 7 or 8 at halftime. And then here comes the Luka Doncic, I'll get to him later. Here comes the Jokic and Jamal Murray show in the fourth quarter to reel off 10 straight points and kill us like they've done time and time and time again. Well, It didn't happen this time because there's a new sheriff in town. Luka Doncic came in, and I loved every minute of it. I love the fact that Braun picked him 2 times in the first half and thought that he had done something spectacular. And then Luka just crapped all over him for the rest of this game. Oh, man, but I got to say, man, it surprises me now even to see this guy in the Lakers uniform. The step-back threes, the ease of being able to get in the paint and just stop on one leg. With one right before the paint, just throw the ball in the hoop very nonchalantly, and being able to create for other players. I don't think he's an underrated passer by any means. I think both folks know that he's a great passer, but to see it in person on this team has been a joy to watch. I gotta say, man, LeBron. This is one of those games where LeBron could take a back seat. He was definitely more of a presence on the defensive end in this game. I think he had 9 rebounds in the last game, so he was doing his job as a traditional 4, which we've talked about before, or 3. And Austin Reeves has been a revelation over the past month. He's been on fire. Extreme amount of confidence. I mean, who are they playing against?
You are in so much shock right now.
Who are they? Yeah, I am.
Like,
they were playing against. Was it the Nuggets? Maybe it was the Nuggets, or I forgot who it was we were playing against. But they were sending everybody they could at our third scorer, Austin Reeves, and couldn't even guard him. And so it just gives you an idea that this team offensively can do a lot. And defensively, they look pretty good. They did a great job of defending Nikola Jokic. They crowded him with smaller players, and he wasn't able to have himself a great game. I want to point out that Russell Westbrook and Jokic both had triple-doubles in this game.
And lost by 20
And lost by 20 points. All right, so we can get rid of the triple-double thing. It's not doing anything for anybody.
Nope.
Yeah, man, it was awesome. I was so glad to see the damn Nuggets go down. I'm so tired of losing freaking teams. So it was a great win. B, did you get a chance to catch it before I start talking about the newscasters?
Yeah, I caught it there. I mean, as a Laker fan, you can't be any more happier that LeBron's got a sidekick. And here's the one thing we need to really focus on is watching the game. The focus wasn't about LeBron and the basketball.
No, it wasn't.
A lot of the points that LeBron had, he came off the ball. None of that was surrounded by him. And that's what he's going to need to kind of prolong what he's doing right now, which, first of all, the man's 40 and still playing like this. The dude took off halfway from the free throw line on a fast break dunk with ease, all right? So really, people enjoy this because we're not going to see this as often here. And the next guy we're going to talk about later on is still doing things at a very old age that nobody else is doing.
No, absolutely not. At 40 years old, there is another player 40 years old that could do any of this.
Exactly. But the big thing here is the way Luka draws the attention of the defense here. The more he's going to attract, the easier the game flows for the rest of the Lakers here. And especially a guy like LeBron James, because now you have to figure out who are you going to put your focus to? And LeBron now has somebody that can help take that pressure off of him instead of everybody blitzing LeBron and saying the rest of the Lakers are going to have to beat us.
Right.
They can't do that no more. And it's going to improve the overall skill of everybody else as well. Guys like Rui Hachimura, Jackson Hayes, like you said, Austin Reeves. These guys are seeing relevations because they are getting open because of those two on the court.
Yeah.
Teams are able to have a little bit of a run when either or is not on the court, but when both are on the court, it becomes a matchup nightmare for every single team out there because you got to you're going to have to pick and choose what you want. They picked LeBron and Luka absolutely torched him. He had 32 points, 10 rebounds,
7 assists.
7 assists, a damn near triple-double. This is the Luka everyone has been waiting for, including in Dallas. Yeah. And it's amazing what a change of scenery could do for somebody like that. And this isn't just a simple change of scenery. You are in Los Angeles. Like we've talked about it. It is either win or bust.
Yep.
You have to perform at the highest level. And sometimes when you go to these real major markets, the pressure that it puts on you weighs heavily here. And it looks like he responded very well because he helped a team, and you damn well know, just cannot win in Denver.
Yeah.
Could not win against Denver.
Exactly.
Even at crypto. They went in there and literally belt to ass the entire Denver Nuggets roster there. So that is a plus sign. However, I will rain on your guys' parade. That was just one game.
Yeah. So no. It was one game, but if you're a Laker fan and you've been watching them lose to the Nuggets for a better part of 3 years, it's a big game. Because let's be honest, the Nuggets come into these games knowing that they can beat the Lakers. Like, that's how they play. They come in there knowing that, if we just execute, this team's not going to be a problem. They might get up early, but once we execute, we can get it done. But what we saw today was that extra piece of having Doncic out there, it really changed the way that they had to play us. And even when Luka was out there by himself and LeBron wasn't in the game, you just see how much gravity is put towards him on the defensive end of the ball, where guys have to figure out where this guy is going and be accountable for him. You saw possessions where Rui Hachimura is just taking wide open threes, standing by himself. You had other plays like you talked about where LeBron is coming from the weak side and catches the ball, and they somehow forgot about LeBron, and he's just driving right to the rim and gets a layup or a dunk. I mean, this is the type of stuff you're dealing with right now, and it's really a great thing to watch. But I think what's even more impressive is the fact that they were able to defend. It's great that they could put up offense, and you have these offensive players on your team. Okay, you're going to put up points, but for guys like Jared Vanderbilt, Rui Hachimura, who spent most of the night guarding Nikola Jokic. You talk about DFS with Dorian Finney-Smith, even Gabe Vincent. These guys can come in and defend and give you some defense and play at a high level. And that's something the Lakers have been missing. And I think it's the type of defense that JJ Redick has been wanting to run since the beginning of the season, but they weren't quite able to do it. One, because they didn't have the players. And the other thing is, here's the dirty truth. If you have a big on your team, you got to find a way to give them the ball. Generally, what that does is that clogs down your offense a little bit. When you don't have to figure out a way, because bigs can't get the ball themselves. They're not guards. When you don't have to feed a big, it opens everything up. And I'm talking to a Warrior fan who probably has known this for their entire franchise run.
Probably for the last 30 years. Right. Watching Warriors basketball.
Right, so
we've had no idea what a center was like until Andrew Bogut showed up. All right, we were holding on to a Donald Foyle for such the longest time.
Stupid, man. A Donald Foyle. So to see the Lakers kind of really blend into that or go in that direction, the coach did a great job, I thought, of blocking off Nikola Jokic. They did a good job of, they hit him at every single portion of the floor. They did not let him get into the paint, unencumbered. Somebody was around him at all times. They fronted him every single time and forced a pass to another direction. And I thought they did a really good job. Jamal Murray had a couple of big shots, but Jamal Murray, he's a streaky guy. I mean, he'll have games where he is on fire. He'll have games where he kind of, and let's be honest, different Nuggets, they don't play defense. They don't. No. They don't know how to play defense.
And what's the one thing we always talk about the most? Joker, whatever you want to call him, he's not a rim protector.
No.
The man is that tall and has so much skill on the offensive end. It blankets how terrible he is defensively.
Yeah.
He is not going to defend the rim. And you saw the Lakers go to the hoop. They lived 86 shots. 41 of the 41 three-point attempts, which I think is still too high for a team like that, but 86 attempts in the paint, high percentage shots. They shot 50% from the field with that.
Yeah.
Like that's what you want. But I want to give you the biggest line here, the turnovers. The Lakers only had 8 turnovers, yet they forced 20 on the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah.
And so that was big here when you talk defensively here.
Yeah, if you go up and down that roster, you look at the box score, you'll see that there are a number of guys in there that were wreaking havoc. One of those guys that didn't have any points was Jared Vanderbilt, who only played 8 minutes. 6 minutes. And
6 minutes.
6 minutes. But the minutes that he did play were very impactful. He got up under Jokic's skin, got an offensive foul from him by literally just face guarding him all the way down the court on every play. And really just pissed him off. And so I thought that was a great way to start the game, really just letting Jokic know that, no, we're not going to shy away from guarding you. Quite the opposite. We're going to send every single person we have at you and force you to make the player, your perimeter players, force the ball into you. Like we talked about earlier, if you have a big man on your team, you got to figure out a way to get him the ball. So what the Lakers did was make it so as difficult as possible for them to get him the basketball. And that was it. That was the game plan. They did it by using small guard. It didn't matter who it was. If he was in the paint, he was getting bumped. It was mostly it was Hachimura. At times it was LeBron. Jackson Hayes played a little bit in the first half, but didn't play as much throughout the game. They really went to a small lineup. And I thought they did a really, really good job of just keeping him at bay until they got to the point to where the Nuggets just kind of stopped trying.
Don't be shocked if they use that small lineup more often, man, because they have the guys. They have the guys to do it. I mean, again, I speak with the team that runs a small lineup, and look what it's done over the last few games here.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked if JJ Redick starts a smaller lineup to begin with to set the tempo pace, and then kind of work his bigs in here and there for that. But the Lakers have found something good. Y'all are sitting fourth in the Western Conference right now.
Yes, sir.
And
And can we talk about this? Because as I grab a cord here, let's talk. I got to talk to you about something. We talked about this a little bit.
Yep.
We got all these nationally televised games now, right? We can see everything. All the games are going to be on Saturdays and Sundays. Dude, the amount of nugget glaze that I saw from Doris Burke and Richard Jefferson, and I text you, they should have changed their names to honey mustard and barbecue sauce because they were glazing the mess out the nuggets. I mean, it was like, Nikola Jokic is the best thing I've ever smelt in my life. His butthole smells like flowers. It was crazy. And I was just like, what? Okay, and then Richard Jefferson, the same thing. Oh my gosh, she's so great. Meanwhile, if you're watching the game, they're getting their butts kicked. Jokic had one of the worst games he's had in quite some time.
Yep.
And they didn't start talking about what the Lakers were doing until like halfway through the third quarter. The entire first half was all about Jamal Murray and Jokic and the Nuggets and the greatness. And this is what Doris Burke, this is what I'm talking about. I don't want to hear it. And this is why we miss people like Hubie Brown. Because they're not really talking about what's happening in the game. They're talking about the overall stories in the game. The Jokic is great. The Jokic can pass. No crap. Really? Wow, I didn't know that.
You don't say.
Wow, LeBron is good. Oh, really? So
Captain Obvious.
In other words, tighten it up around here. Tighten it up on these national televised games. Get us something that we can understand, that people that actually know and talk about basketball a little bit more. I'm not mad at Doris. She's all right. But to sit up and talk about crap that has nothing to do with the Nuggets getting their butts kicked, because that's what was happening.
I think we got to look at it from one. We got to look at it from one perspective. One, because you guys have had to hear it for the last 3 years. I think it crawled underneath your skin just a little more, especially with the having Luka and them not even really focused on that. It was more of the story of, hey man, it's still Jokic. They have Russell Westbrook, Jamal Murray. You heard the same repetitive story over again.
Like, shut up.
Your team walks in there, belts to ass that team, and then now you guys honey glaze that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that extra motivation and just hearing that and then watching your team go out there do that. Can they do that in a 7-game series though against the Nuggets?
Yeah, absolutely.
You taking that to the bank? You cashing that? You
signing up? And I'll tell you why. Because we're not the same team that we were. Here's
you guys are improved. Here's
the biggest difference. I talked about it earlier. You're not force-feeding Anthony Davis for him to try to make a play, right? The ball is moving around the perimeter of the offense. Guys are getting into the paint, whether it be Austin Reeves, who was barbecuing every other white guy they threw at him from the Nuggets. I don't know what that was about. Whether it's him, whether it's LeBron, whether it's Luka, these are guys that can get into the paint and then dish out. Without a big in there, you don't have to worry about the space to operate. You can go. The paint is yours, and you force the other team to bring their bigs in. And Jokic is not really good at that. And so whenever he's put into a pick and roll position, or he's put into a position where he has to play the shot blocker, it's not natural for him on the defensive end of the ball, and it puts him in a situation where he's got to go out there and guard Rui Hachimura on the wing. And so that's what they were doing all day. They were bringing him out pick and roll opportunities with LeBron. Jokic would backpedal. He'd throw the ball over to Rui Hachimura, and Rui Hachimura was open for threes all day. And so that's the different wrinkle. Because with AD, remember, we had to feed AD. That means that Jokic could stand in the paint. He didn't have to go anywhere because that's where AD was. And if AD decided to shoot a three or wanted to go out to the, shoot a jumper, that's fine. I'll go out there and pretend I'm guarding him, whatever. But this team, you're not going to be able to do that. You're going to have to figure out a way to keep your big from getting abused against this team. So I think that's the biggest difference.
Yeah. And so, now let me ask you this. Big game coming up on Tuesday. Mavericks. It is. For Luka, it is. Yeah. For Luka, this is for your entire organization, because you have a guy who just left a franchise he only knew, and you got rid of a player. Now, granted, he is hurt because he's made out of glass. So, this is a big matchup. And it's the same way when Klay Thompson came back for the first time.
Yeah.
The difference with Luka is that he only spent 5 years with Dallas before he got traded, where Klay was 13 years with the Warriors before we said goodbye. Regardless, though, the Mavs are coming in, getting rid of the player of their prime. All right, for a guy who's now injured, who knows when he's going to be back. This is a big game for the Lakers organization because this gives you the opportunity to stick it to Dallas and say, there you go. There you go. This is what you get for letting him go.
Yeah, well, for me, I feel like it's a Luka Doncic motivation game. I feel like this is an opportunity for him to get back at his previous team and just kill him. And that's what I'm looking forward to the most. I think the Mavs, nobody anticipated the Mavs making this trade. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that Luka has a lot more years in front of him than behind him. Now, Anthony Davis, more years behind him, obviously. And even with Klay Thompson, let's be honest. I'm not trying to be mean, and we can talk about this more when we get into Warriors talk, but Klay's washed, bro. You know, he's not the same player he was. He can't defend anymore. The 3-point shot just isn't what it used to be. He has a hard time staying on the floor, even with the Mavs. So you know, it's a little different in that aspect. Now, as far as I can see, yeah, this is the they said they're gonna do a tribute to Luka, but to me, this is the Luka get back game. I think he goes in there and just guts him, man.
That's when Luka goes back because
this one's in LA.
This one's in LA.
That's
the
right.
Lakers still go to Dallas here, so he'll get his flowers here. But yeah, this is a big game for Luka, but I think as a Laker organization as well.
We'll get him
because you got to get him. You have to help Luka get him to say and make it work.
Let's do it. I'm ready, bro. I'm ready. Very ready. Very ready. Let's see. Look, man, so let's jump over to the Warriors side of things. Obviously,
let's jump over to my side.
I'm feeling good about Luka Doncic joining the Lakers, of course. The Warriors were not without their additions during the trade deadline, where they added none other than Jimmy Butler. The team they've been running on all cylinders. I believe they won their last 3 or 4 games.
5-1 over the last 6.
5-1 over the last 6. They came into they were at home against Dallas today, and they mopped the floor with them. It wasn't even remotely close. They look like a team that's got a lot of energy all of a sudden flowing through the building. Didn't look like that a few weeks ago. Remember we talked about this where Steph almost looked like he was just like out of gas. Didn't seem very interested. Not a lot of nights, you know, and
because we were losing. How you can't give the night symbol when you're losing? It was retarded.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the point. It wasn't winning. But now Jimmy Butler infuses a little bit more energy. Draymond's back out there after being hurt. He's running all over the place like a wild man, and even your young guys are out there.
Moses
Moody,
woo,
Pop Podwitzki.
Pajemski.
Sorry, whatever.
Pajemski.
So, man, how you feeling right now? How you feeling?
I'm starting to question why we didn't do this in the off season. Well, we had the chance to do it. I don't know. Maybe it is different in the off season compared to now. Regardless, though, the Jimmy Butler effect is real. All right, this guy really enjoys being here. You can see it on the court. He's smiling, but he's also teaching these guys what certain things. There was a play where Pajemski didn't get the ball high enough. Kyrie ended up stealing it. Easy layup here. He tells Pajemski, hey, you need to get that pass up higher. All right. The Mavericks are playing small right now, and it's to the point where the Warriors are a larger team than the Dallas Mavericks today, and that is something you don't say when it comes to the Warriors small ball there. But this lineup that they've been rolling out with Draymond Green at the 5, Jimmy Butler at the 4, Moses Moody at the 3, Pajemski at the 2, and Curry at 1. It's working because that team can get up and down the court.
Yeah.
And it's having major success. But the one guy who's benefiting the most out of all of this is my man Moses Moody, who I have been clamoring for to see the floor more often and just letting him grow. And the man is growing before our eyes.
He
had another game today. He's taken that step that we have all been waiting for. The same step that we've been waiting for Jonathan Kuminga to take, we are now getting from Moses Moody. So as a Warrior fan, for all the questioning and the doubting, this and that, there's no more questioning here. This is the team that we are going to see for the rest of the year, and I am excited for it. And this as well. The only thing that could plague our teams, injuries. Hey, they got to find a way to stay clear from that there, and then we're good. Kuminga comes back. They're saying that he should be back by the time the road trip starts. If that man's going to be coming off the bench,
he might be.
He's going to be. You can't plug him in right now with this lineup with the way it's working. Steve Kerr doesn't change it when it starts working well, and you saw that clearly in the Olympics. Yeah. All right, he rolled out the same starting five when it mattered the most, and he's doing that right now in a point where the Warriors are in such a spot to get out of this play-in tournament. They had to win these 2 games to get bumped up, and now they're looking as close to the 7th seed as possible. 2 games separate them from the 6th seed as well. They're right there.
Yeah,
and they have the 3rd easiest schedule in the league. And I'm sorry, that's not their fault. The league loaded them in the first half of the schedule. Like, your team is on a 6-game and 8-night road trip. The Warriors have already done that.
Yeah.
So every team's got to go through it. The Warriors got that shit out of their system early. They've played all the major West teams more than twice or 3 times already. So they get to run through kind of the bottom dwellers, like the Sacramento Queens. We get the Charlotte Hornets, who you guys lost to. We get them on, what was it, on the 25th.
It's easy, man. It's easy, man.
Well, you guys can pull it off. So, I mean.
It'll be for you. You'll be fine.
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? So this is helping get the confidence of this team up. And you just see it just glistening. But the other thing, Quentin Post.
Yeah.
This man started in the G League, came up, and he has given the Warriors a different offense that we probably wouldn't have seen here. We have a stretch 5 who can shoot the lights out of the gym here. All right, and we saw you guys have all saw the clip. The man shot a 3, helped block a shot.
Yep.
Dunked on 2 defenders.
Yeah, no, dude, I think
he's glistening right now.
I think your youth movement is what's really going to help carry you. I think having Jimmy Butler as an additional veteran is going to help. Just like you mentioned earlier, where he's telling guys, "Hey, let's get it together, tighten up." That's what he's doing. When you look at guys, Moses Moody, Podziemski, and like you mentioned, Quinn Post. I mean, these are guys that are doing their job. I mean, if you look at guys like Buddy Hield only had 3 points tonight. Wasn't much of an addition.
But the defense, he was good defensively today.
The Moody with 14, Podziemski with 17. I'm gonna struggle with this guy's name all day. And then Quentin Post with 10 off the bench. Yeah, man. I mean, these guys, they've got youth on their side. They're in a good system, and now they have an additional vet with them that's going to help drive it. You guys are looking good. I mean, you're playing Warrior basketball, which is the capability of turning defensive stops into quick buckets.
Yeah, that's the other thing I didn't even mention. Their fast break points is something resemblance of when they were running the league from 2014 to 2019.
Yeah.
So this is vintage Warrior basketball here. But the one thing I want to talk about the most is the way the defense has been flying around. They made it difficult for Dallas to get a shot off here. And you see guys like, you even see Curry in the post now getting rebounds. Podziemski is down there. Your 2 guards are in there fighting for rebounds here. And then they're running. Yeah. And they're pushing the tempo here. And this is all something that we've been waiting to see. This was the 12-3 team that we saw in the beginning of the year.
Yep.
Imagine if we've, sustained this for the most part. But, I mean, the more games the Warriors win and look good, the more credit Mike Dunleavy gets for pulling this off here. Is it a 3-year rental? Yeah, it's a 3-year rental. But guess what? Durant was a 3-year rental.
Yeah.
And look how that turned out. And Butler's still a top-tier defender in the league. And he's helped the Warriors even get to the free throw line. They're shooting a ton of free throws, which we don't do.
That never happens. Never.
We don't do it. You know what I'm saying?
The Warriors are usually in the bottom of the league every single year for the amount of free throws that they take. So that's new territory. But then that's what you get when you're going to have Jimmy Butler playing on an island for most of the time. He's capable of. You have a player on your team who's capable of getting foul calls, because you got to remember, Steph Curry at his size, he's not going to get the call. And especially in the paint. He's not going to get that call very often. And because he shoots mostly perimeter shots, he's just not going to be at the free throw line. So, it's a huge, huge addition to the Warriors.
Agreed.
Their defense to offense, the way that they're playing is reminiscent of the championship run. Remember they had to rely on, the kick from Jordan Poole whenever they went in 2022. And so who is that next guy going to be? The hope is that that's going to be Jimmy Butler. But you're going to need some help from some other guys. So Kuminga, Moody, these guys are going to have to continue to grow to the point that they're ready to play in a tense playoff game. And I think that's when you'll really get a good idea of how good some of these players are when the lights are a little bit brighter. But they got plenty of time they got some time to build up to that.
Playoff Jimmy, we're not, we still are waiting for, as long as we get in the playoffs and we get playoff Jimmy, everything gets increasingly better for Jimmy Butler in the playoffs. Free throw percentage, shots, even his 3-point ability becomes that much more better in the playoffs, because he lives for that moment. And now he's going to get a chance where he doesn't have to be the guy on a playoff team. He's going to play second fiddle to Steph Curry. So imagine him having all that success and being the number one option to him being the number 2 option, but being that much more open. Oh, God, the gates are open.
Right. Absolutely.
We're challenging you guys, all right? We're coming for you.
Hey, man, we get that 5-4 matchup, man. I'm telling you, y'all got to make it to 5. But if we can get that 5-4 matchup, man, that's going to be a heck of a first round playoff game. I'll tell you that right now.
You know what? You know what would make Adam Silver even more happy? Is Steph Curry versus LeBron James in the conference finals. How awesome would that be?
Yeah. Yeah, it would be. It would be
the face of your two major faces of the NBA going off into the sunset and saying, "Hey, let's give it a run one more time." The Warriors currently in the 9 spot. I mean, they're only 5 games out to the Houston Rockets, and the Houston Rockets aren't all that. They're
up and down. They stumbled a little bit, so they actually fell behind the Lakers because they lost the game. Then you got the Memphis Grizzlies, who dropped a game today as well. I don't know if that's been recorded in the standings. I'm looking at it now yet, because that game just ended. So they're gonna fall beneath the Nuggets into the 3rd spot. And then of course Oklahoma City, they can do whatever they want. They've got like a 10-game lead almost, so it doesn't matter.
But tonight, as you needed Memphis to lose tonight, right? So you got your loss.
Yeah. Well, you need us to win on Tuesday.
Well, hold on. We also have the Wolves. We need the Wolves to lose right now. The Warriors have a chance to have gained ground on all 3 teams in the play-in tournament by the end of the week.
Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah.
They beat the Queens. We just got done dismantling the Dallas Mavericks. If the Wolves lose tonight, the Warriors are
pretty much tied for 7th.
Tied for 7th in that spot. And then you trail the Clippers. Now, the only thing that hurts is the head-to-head matchup with the Clippers, because they're 1 and 2 against the Clippers right now. There is a legitimate chance that they could get the 5 seed. The only way they can look at the 4 seed is if your team starts taking a dump on itself violently. We're talking like somebody who shouldn't be eating food and then eat seafood.
We got some tough games coming up, but I
think
we'll be all right. We've actually played the Clippers twice over the first weekend right before the beginning of March, or that weekend of the beginning of March. So be on the lookout for that. You might want to root for us. You know what I'm saying?
Look, man, there's one thing I'm never going to do, and that's root for an
LA. You might want to root for us, because we might help you out. We playing all these teams, except for the Rockets.
I will do that silently without showing any emotion.
We are playing Dallas, we're playing the Timberwolves, and we're playing the Clippers. Over the next. But
that doesn't mean I'm sitting there going to be like, "Hey, go the other team." Like, no, you will not. I will not do it, T.
Come on, man.
Hell no, I'm not doing it.
I ain't saying you got to be a LeBron fan. I'm just saying you.
I'm not saying I need to be a Laker fan.
I want the Lakers to win this game because it'll be beneficial to me. My enemy is what is it? How's the saying go?
My enemy is your friend.
There you go.
No,
Wait,
you know what I'm going to say? I need. Well, I don't know. All I'm saying is,
the enemy of my enemy is
the enemy.
Is
Regardless, all I'm sitting there and telling you, I will not say go other team from Southern California. I will say I hope the Mavericks lose. I hope the Wolves lose. I hope the Kings lose. Doesn't matter who they're playing. I will not say it, dude. You will never catch me saying it in a million years. Till my death.
Man, calm down, man. Calm down.
Never come out. Those
All
words are
I'm saying
never
is
coming out of
that
my mouth,
it would
man.
be beneficial to your team if we win a majority of our games over the next 2 weeks.
It will be, but you won't hear me rooting for them. Like I'm not rooting for it, man.
What up, Papa J?
What up, Papa J? Sorry,
Welcome
man. We ranting now because both of our teams are playing great basketball, and you can't be any more excited. The league is on notice that their two oldest players have gotten better, to say the least.
Yeah, the two biggest trades of the summer it's making some noise, and I think it's gonna be fun to watch. I mean, you're looking at these other teams. You look at Oklahoma City, the Grizzlies. Well, actually, OKC, I'm gonna leave them by themselves.
Yeah, but OKC doesn't deserve to be in this conversation.
Everybody,
unless they go on an 8-game losing streak, then we'll talk about it.
Everybody after that, though,
fair game
can be had. Everybody after that can be had.
Oh yeah,
and that's all I'm saying. The Grizzlies, I don't trust them. They're one court case away from being done for the season. You don't know what Ja gonna do. You know what I'm saying? He
ain't going through metal detectors. I'll tell you that.
One situation away. The Denver Nuggets, they're a great team, but they tend to kind of underachieve.
Dude, they're a little exposed right now.
They don't look very good because honestly they don't have a lot of defenders on their roster.
Yeah.
And guys who they depended on like Aaron Gordon and Michael Porter Jr., those guys they're not what they were a couple of years ago. And let's be honest, Jamal Murray is the most sometimey basketball player we've ever seen. He's a good player, but the guy's never been an all-star. Never been an all-star in the league. Never. So he's not a guy who's going to set the world on fire. You just have to hope you get the best effort from him in the playoffs. And that's it.
Oh, Jesus.
What was that? You all right here?
No, so we bashed on the All-Star game last weekend for how terrible it was.
It was.
13% less viewers for the NBA All-Star game.
Oh, I thought it would have been worse than that. I guess that's not that.
No, that's terrible, man.
And that's really bad?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I don't like. I mean, nobody wants to watch that dang thing anyway. I mean, it's a big pile of doo-doo.
Oh, there it is. Papa J, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
That's what I said.
We got to it at some point.
Yeah, we did get to it.
I said the enemy is my friend or some shit.
We said the enemy of the enemy is someone else's enemy.
Oh yeah, we all enemies.
My friends.
We like Tom Brady and Snoop Dogg.
We have no friends.
No, we just have you guys, our YouTube listeners. Thank you.
Oh man, yeah.
Can we talk? Can we give the East a little love right now? Can I give a team? I want to give a team from the East a little love, and that is the Detroit Pistons.
Oh yeah, let's talk about it.
Holy shnikes! They are 31-26. They are sitting in the 6th seed and avoiding the play-in tournament. When last year they couldn't even keep their coach, who signed what was it, 6 years, $200 million bazillion, and then gone. You know what I'm saying? And now they're 31-26.
I guess for a good reason. I mean,
good on the Detroit Pistons here for that, man. I'm happy for that organization here. You had Kate Cunningham as an all-star, a very young and up-and-coming team who's starting to put some pieces together here. Yeah. It's a good thing that they play in the East, because when you look at the play-in tournament, it is all teams under 500.
I mean, this garbage.
That is embarrassing.
It's trash. It's absolute trash. It's like the Celtics and the Cavs have so many wins. That they've taken all their wins from the teams at the bottom. But this team is really young and has some great players. You talked about Kate Cunningham. You also have young players like Osura, who's the brother of Amin Thompson out of with the Rockets. And The biggest thing
Ivy too. I can't remember Ivy's first name, but Ivy. Yeah. They have him as well.
The biggest thing is the fact that they have some good veterans sprinkled in here. I mean, you look at their roster, people forget that Tobias Harris, Tim Hardaway Jr., Malik Beasley. Malik Beasley is leading the league in 3-point shooting right now. I mean, so we're talking about disgusting. We're talking about guys that can contribute and are making a big, Dennis Schroeder, who they added. So this team is one that, although they're young, if you look at their starting roster, these are actually a lot of vets. These are actually a lot of guys who are journeymen in the league, and it's really surprising, honestly, to see journeymen in the league be willing to play for this team and play hard. I mean, you got to give them some credit because most guys, you go to Detroit, if you're Tobias Harris and you go to Detroit, you're like, yeah, well, that's the end of that. Maybe
you think your career's ending.
Maybe I'll get my stats up a little bit for the next stop. But no, these guys have really settled in. Tim Hardaway Jr., same thing. Dang, he was a pivotal part of that Mavs team. And now all of a sudden he couldn't even get minutes because they decided to go with a bigger lineup. They decided to go with P.J. Washington more often than not. And he finds himself on the outside looking in. Well, guess what? Goes over to Detroit. Huge difference.
And they're on a 6-game winning streak.
Yeah. They're on fire.
Like that is big for the Detroit Pistons, and they're beating teams that they should be beating, teams that they got beat by last year, to say the least. I'm really stoked for this team to see what noise they can make. Obviously, it's going to be a gauntlet at the top of the division or the top of the conference with the Cavs and the Celtics, who absolutely just mollywopped the New York Knicks today.
Dude, the Cavs are 47-10 right now.
It's disgusting. Both them and the Thunder. But here's what's going to be, I think, the bad part for both of those teams. There's not a lot of playoff experience between the two teams.
No.
And I know that sounds crazy to say, but it is very crucial that you have some sort of a deep playoff experience here. So all these regular season numbers are great. Lights are different when you get to the postseason.
Yeah.
All right. In any sport, the lights are that much brighter because everything is heightened because you cannot make a mistake that's going to cost you a game. It lives in the back of your mind forever. And these guys don't have that experience yet. And that's going to help teams like the Warriors, like the Lakers, that they are seasoned teams. Even Denver. Denver's a seasoned team where they've made a lot of deep runs.
Yeah.
And finally getting over the hump and winning that championship kind of helps them in a position where if they need to make a run, they've got the experience for that. They have the players for it. So these young teams at the top, and I even include the Knicks in there as well, because the Knicks don't have a whole lot of playoff experience.
Yeah, well, the Knicks, they've been in the playoffs a few times, but they haven't done anything. The bottom line with me in the East, the question mark is the Cavs. The Celtics, they're going back to the Eastern Conference Finals this year. Barring some type of weird situation, the Celtics are going back right to where they were. The other teams in the mix, I mean, I'm not really you couldn't be that worried about. The only sneaky team that you have to always watch out for every year is that damn Miami Heat team.
It's different though. Jimmy Butler ain't there no more, man. And Andrew Wiggins ain't carrying them. Andrew Wiggins is not carrying that team.
That's true.
So but no one's got to worry about them this year.
That's true. But the Miami Heat, they're still a team to watch. You still have to be mindful of them. Milwaukee, I feel like, has grossly underperformed this year. The Pacers look good on paper, but they're not that great in person.
Here's my sleeper in the East. You ready for this?
Who's that?
The Chicago Bulls.
The fact, if they even make the playoffs, I think is ridiculous.
Dude, they're in the play-in tournament. They're the 10th seed right now, 22 and 35.
They're 13 games under 500?
Yes, it's so Brooklyn, Philly, and Chicago are all within a game of each other to be in the 10th seed, and all three of those teams are 10 games under 500. What
terrible.
The hell, man?
And I'm glad you brought this up because I want to talk about this too because there's a couple of teams on here you look at and you wonder what the heck's going on. Charlotte Hornets and the Wizards and the Raptors, we kind of know are in a rebuilding phase. They're in the process of trying to recapture some magic, get some youth in there, and start all over again. The Philadelphia 76ers are paying a lot of money to people who aren't doing anything.
Exactly.
Joel Embiid is a $100 million guy. Paul George, another $100 million, almost $200 million guy. and they're 20-36.
Yep.
If you're the GM of the 76ers,
quit. Leave your job. Leave your job right away, bro, because it ain't getting no better. As long as Joel Embiid's on this team, nope, it ain't getting better, bro.
What do you do?
I quit.
I'll tell you what I do. I'm not gonna quit because I'm not gonna quit a job like that because I'm making a lot of money. But here's what I am gonna do. They've got to find a way to salvage all that youth that they have on their team because they have some really nice young players on their team. Mm-hmm. You got Tyrese Maxey. You've got what's the guy's name? Ayusula. I can't even say his name right.
Joel Embiid.
No, not Joel Embiid. We're not talking about
I know.
And if I'm that team, I'm looking to make sure that we keep those young, talented guys and start all over again. I'm waiting till Joel Embiid gets healthy, and I'm trying to get him as healthy as I can before the end of this season, and I'm trading him in the offseason.
But who's gonna take him, dude? In all honesty, who's taking a guy who has made $400 million in the league and hasn't even played half the games, in the league? I'm not taking him. That's a liability.
Somebody will. Somebody's dumb enough to do it.
Chicago Bulls. I'm pulling for the Bulls. Before you move on, Papa J goes, the Bulls, is MJ coming back or something? No, it's the fact that they're 13 games under 500 and are going to be playing in the play-in tournament. So, possibly. Yeah, I'm going to root for them.
Possibly. Yeah, but I'm getting rid of Embiid. I'm finding a suitor.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trading Embiid. I'm getting future draft compensation and as many young, talented players as I could possibly find. Same thing with Paul George. I'm trading away Paul George as well. Trade him off. He can go back to the Clippers. He could go to a team like Houston or somewhere like that where he can be a great addition. He could go to the Knicks, wherever. But he's not staying here. The 76ers need to get back into rebuild mode. They just aren't there. And them trying to pay these guys to stick around just so that they can lose games or not be on the floor, because I don't know whose grand idea it was to put two of the most injury-prone players on the same team together between Paul George and Joel Embiid.
The same guy that I told should quit his job.
Ghost clothes. These guys are mannequins. They're literally there just to hang jerseys on because they're not going to be in the games. So it doesn't make any sense. It's a bad move. Is Morey the general manager over there?
I don't know.
Anyway,
he ain't doing a good job.
Well, that's what I would do. Just get rid of it. It's just looking at their record. It makes no sense with the amount of talent.
You know what the crazy thing to think of is all these budding stars that we thought were the next greatest thing since sliced bread have played on more teams than any other great star in more recent years.
Yeah,
it's mind blowing, man. Absolutely mind.
And I don't mean to be rude, but Jimmy Butler's one of them.
I don't care. He's on my team and he's playing well, so I don't care.
You don't gotta be number one.
Not everyone can get Luka Doncic at 25 years old. All right, Jesus.
Hey, look.
I can't believe you even just brought that up right now. That hurts my feelings.
Sorry, man. I'm sorry. I didn't arrange the trade. Wasn't me. It was my GM though. Kudos.
All of a sudden, we were hoping Plinko would get fired after last year, and all of a sudden now it's we need him.
Hey man, you pull off a move like that, I don't give a damn what your name is. You staying.
I guess so.
If let's say Luka makes it to the Warriors somehow, playing next to Curry, you're not gonna be like.
I told you I was the first one to say you want Steph. You guys want the naming rights to the building. I just said yes to that real quick, man. You can't sit there and tell any fan.
Yeah. You
have the chance to get a 25-year-old, not even in his prime yet, 5-time All NBA team in the 5 years that he's been there. You don't want him, dude. If you say no,
I'll take him.
Yeah, exactly.
All day.
Exactly.
All day, every month of the year. Yeah, man. So, looking at some others, trying to look at some other things around the association.
Popovich.
What? Yeah. Well, the Spurs actually had a couple blows. Greg Popovich had a mild stroke, or at least I believe that's what was reported earlier in the season.
Yeah, in October, I think.
He of course has not been with the team since, and it's looking like in reports are he will not come back to the Spurs for the remainder of the season.
In the foreseeable future, too.
I was just about to say that if I had to guess, I would say that he's going to retire and that this is the last season that we've seen from Coach Popp, which makes sense. I mean, the guy's been in the league for a long time. He's been with the Spurs for 20 plus years. He's a Hall of Famer, bar none. He's a Hall of Famer. So we wish him the best health wise. But yeah, I think this may have been the last time we've seen Coach Popp on the sidelines coaching, and I hope that he finds his way into a booth to commentate on some of these games.
Oh my God, can we get him in the booth and just no filter?
Yes, just let him talk.
Just, you know what? Get him and Charles Barkley in a booth together and just let them do the game. That would be comical.
Absolutely. I'm down with that all the way around because we need some of that.
Yep.
The other story with the Spurs is none other than Victor Wenbenyama, who unfortunately had a blood clot in his shoulder. And due to that, he's going to miss the remainder of the season. So this is that's a huge hit to the Spurs. Wenbenyama obviously was part of the All-Star, is an All-Star, and was Defensive Player of the Year, right, last year. And he was
probably going to be Defensive Player of the Year this year.
Right. So this is a huge blow to the Spurs. They just picked up
De'Aaron
Fox, and we're looking to make a run. So it's looking like maybe that run is going to have to be delayed till next year. They still got Castle there, but yeah, man, tough blow for the Spurs, man, on both fronts there. But they're all young, they're a young team, so I think they'll be able to rebound, and we should see a much better San Antonio Spurs team next year.
Dude, I'm sorry, not to change the subject. SGA just went off for 21 points in the first quarter.
Oh,
Jesus criminy. Hey, Clippers, how'd that trade work out for you guys? Idiots.
Yeah.
Idiots.
Yeah. Well, the Clippers are, they're the Clippers. You know what I mean? All they're going to do is fumble and bumble all over themselves. I don't know. Why do you bring them up? The Clippers.
Because the Clippers traded him.
Yeah, I know they did. Trash.
I'm just saying, the man's gonna be
garbage in their new stadium with their 2,000 fans.
That new stadium's not that bad though. Like it is pretty dope.
Yeah, but who's there? Nobody's there to watch their games. They suck.
I'll let you cook.
All these Clipper fans, where are they to support their team? Get out of here. Nobody's watching that garbage. Anyway,
hey, I got a little would you rather. You ready for this?
Well, go ahead. Shoot.
All right. Would you rather have floor seats to your favorite team's home games for the next 10 years, but they only win about 5-6 games a year? Or would you rather have standing room only, and you must stand the entire game, worst seat possible, season tickets, in the rafters, but your team becomes a dynasty and wins, 5 out of the 10 championships that in those years?
It's a no-brainer.
What are you choosing?
It's a no-brainer, B.
I don't know.
I want them to win. What's the point of me going to games they suck? I want a dynasty. I want to watch.
Have you seen what the Warriors were rolling out over the last 40 years before 2013?
Well, hey man, look, I want to. I'll take the standing seats and watch them win games. That's what I want to do. I do not. I'm not interested in watching a bunch of losing for the sake of losing. Okay, I lived through the Lonzo Ball era. It's not fun. Okay,
I'm taking floor seats because I'm gonna go watch other talent.
That's messed up, man. Gotta support
Are you kidding me? I am supporting them. I'm cheering them on, but I'm also there to watch another player. Dude, the NBA is the only. I think the NBA, in real honesty, is one of those sports where you want to go watch your team play, but Giannis is coming to town. I want to see what he can do.
Yeah, true.
You don't think that? I think that all day. Got to take one for the dynasty. So Papa J's sitting in the rafters with you guys all day.
You darn right.
I sat through losing basketball for 20 years. What's 10 more years going to hurt? If it wasn't for the trade this year, we were on our way to that.
Yeah, true enough, man. It's just, I guess maybe as a Laker fan, I'm spoiled. I mean, you're kind of spoiled too as a Warriors fan over the past.
Okay, but
years.
50 no,
not even that long. Well, about 10 years.
Not even that long. I would say 10 years.
10 years.
Because again, after the Toronto series, it got dark for a little bit.
Yeah, it did.
We got back to regular Warrior basketball.
The D'Angelo Russell Warriors there.
So that's why I'm saying, if I look at it from my perspective here, from what my team has been through and what they did from now to the past, You kidding me? 10 years was nothing. If it was 10 years and I got to sit courtside, by all means, man, I'm doing it all day.
All right, well, I want to get your opinion on this. So the Phoenix Suns are absolute jerk. They're kind of garbage right now. They're 27-30, 3 games under 500. They have bazillion-dollar payroll. Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and friends.
Yep.
And it's and we've talked about this in the past where the idea of a big three is dead. It's not going to work anymore. And it's not now. KD, when asked about the possibility of playing with the Warriors, said that he did not want to be traded mid-season. It's becoming more increasingly clear that
he want to come back.
Right, he didn't want to come back. It's becoming more increasingly clear that he's going to be traded this offseason. Where is he going?
The Golden State.
You just say you didn't want to come here. Jimmy Butler's already on your team. What are you talking about, man? Jimmy Butler's already there.
I'm telling you this right now.
You guys are going to trade Jimmy for...
No, we're not trading Jimmy. We're going to give up half that roster. We're going to throw more number 1 draft picks, okay? And we're going to build the most ultimate super team. You're going to have Jimmy Butler at the 4. You have Draymond at the 5. You have KD at the 3. You have... I don't know. I think Podziemski will probably still be on the team. You know what? No, Moody will be at the 2 and Curry at the 1. Holy crap. I'm calling it right now.
It's Justice League pipe dream you got going here, but...
Hey, man. You can't talk about pipe dreams when you didn't even know you had Luka from crying.
Well, it wasn't a dream. It just happened. It was just a pipe.
We knew...
The crack pipe apparently on the part of Nico, but part of the Mavs, but whatever.
Right? He took a hit of that and said, "Go get Luka."
Right. I'm out. Get him out of here. Yeah, man. I think it's curious, man, to see where he ends up. I wouldn't be surprised to see him play for a team like the Mavericks or one of these other teams.
He ain't teaming up with Kyrie again. That was a failed experiment in Boston, in Brooklyn.
As long as he doesn't go to the Nuggets, I'll be okay. He goes to Nuggets, I might have a problem.
I don't think he'll do that.
He doesn't want to play in Denver.
He would flourish with Jokic.
I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about it.
That man would be so open. He wouldn't know what to do with himself.
I don't want to think about that.
Did you get a chance to watch Court of Gold on Netflix?
Yeah, I've only gone past the first episode so far. It's very. I love these movies.
I love it. Yeah,
like these documentary style. By the way, you know who's executive produced these?
Oh, Bam Bam. The Obama family, Michelle and Barack.
Michelle and Barack Obama doing a fantastic job. It was really good so far. I'm glad to see they get everybody uncut, unedited. You had Joel Embiid saying he'd never go to Indiana under any circumstances. He would rather retire.
That was hilarious.
Although, given the circumstances, he probably shouldn't have said anything about retirement because it ain't looking too good.
Nah, he may be retiring too damn quickly.
Yeah,
with them bum ass knees.
Yeah, he's not doing too well at all. But no, I'm gonna watch the rest of it. But I did enjoy what I've seen. What I've seen thus far.
Yeah, I slept all the way until the last episode. So that's the only one I gave 2 shits about.
Yeah, that in the fact that KD hates Evan Fournier so much.
Oh my God! I didn't know he had that much hate.
No, he does not like Evan Fournier.
Holy cow!
Have you never seen him get into it during games?
No,
dude. Every time they play against each other, they're always talking. Those two guys do not like each other. They never have. Man.
Did you see KD talking to Chris Paul sideways? I thought that was cute.
No, I didn't see that part.
When the Suns played the Spurs in Texas. KD and Chris Paul got into it. First of all, if I'm a Spurs fan, I'm never playing Texas. I'm not playing in the University of Texas where Kevin Durant was. Like, you do that during the preseason. Don't do that during the regular season.
Yeah.
Go pay homage to them somewhere else, or don't include that team.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was embarrassing. They won that game regardless, though. I mean, they did win it.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, in my opinion, the Suns are garbage. I think they'll be done pretty quickly in the middle of the season, and they're going to have all this talent that they're going to have to disperse. Devin Booker is the only player I think that they want to keep. Bradley Beal was a dumb trade because he has a no trade clause. They should have just left his butt in Washington.
Yep. They should have let him die with Jordan Poole over there.
There you go. Let him fade.
Nine wins. 9 wins
Fade
for the
away.
Washington Wizards. Holy shnikes, man.
Fade away. They're going for the top pick, baby. Cooper Flag. Here we come.
Oh, God, dude, that kid is a monster. Holy cow, that kid is a monster.
Yeah.
But don't sleep on the kid from Stanford. I forgot it. Trying to remember his name. He played with Wenbenyama before he came to the pros.
Oh, okay.
He's got a real good skill set. Let me look him up right now before we get off here. Just so people, because March Madness is coming around the corner, man.
Yeah.
So all my NBA fans, who are invested in this kind of stuff, should probably be watching this because you want to know who's coming out. What's his name? Maxime Renaud.
A fellow Frenchman.
Played with Wenbenyama on the national team. Came over to Stanford. Is averaging a double-double. He's on the verge of breaking Stanford's all-time double-double record. Probably won't get to the tournament at all, but he's probably going to be a top 5 draft pick. That dude can ball. He's 7'1", 7'2". He's got an inside game, got an outside game. He's one to watch. I'm not saying that because I'm a homer, but he's getting a lot of national headway, so I like it.
All right. Well, I think that's all we got today, y'all.
Else?
Papa J, man, always showing up for us. We appreciate you, man.
Hey, can we give love to everybody this week who's shown us love through our shorts?
Yeah.
Not in that term, but like watching our videos. Like, thank you to everybody for doing that. That's been nothing but a blessing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We've been taking on this new approach of putting in some shorter videos to highlight our favorite teams and favorite plays because we're watching the games just like everybody else is. So we really appreciate folks for showing up and showing out and getting in the comment section in some of the videos. Continue to do that. We're surely going to respond to you. And keep looking out for more because we got more stuff coming down the pipeline. So we're going to be pushing out content, as much content as quickly as we can. So yeah.
Who would have thought a clip of Jared Vanderbilt would just cause all sorts of chaos? Where the guy who played 6 minutes today got us 2,000 views.
No, correction, dude. He got us 7,000. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's
good for him.
He's doing his thing. What do you want me to say? He's doing his thing.
I guess.
Vanderbilt, call us. We would love to interview you. Get you on the show. You know what I'm saying?
Papa J says, I want to get one of my buddies on your podcast, or maybe you could join his. What's your buddy's show?
Yeah, let us know.
Let us know before we get off, so we can go venture over there and join his show as well. Check him out. His name is Terradome. Press 1 if I got it right. Press 2 if I got it wrong.
Terror, got it.
Did I say it right? Did I say it right? Terradome?
I don't know. Terradome. Terradome. Not Dome. It's not a drug. Terradome.
Damn. So much for that.
Gotta look it up.
Terradome.
You found it?
No, I got the world's worst internet. Is it Corey? I can't find him.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. We will definitely look it up, though. We'll definitely give him a shout. And,
his name is T.A. Oh, I spelled it wrong. That's why. Duh. Good old public education.
Yeah, well, in any case.
Oh, found him. Subscribe. Hey, tell your buddy we subscribe to his channel.
Yeah, tell him to check us out.
Man, he's a Niner fan. I should go in there. Yeah, well, you know what? We'll reach out to him. You know what? Let's take a listen. We need to find out if he goes live.
Yeah, it looks like it. Oh, is it just Niner Talk?
I think so.
Oh, man. All right.
Let's see here. He's got 390. Well, we got to catch up to him. We're posting more videos, but damn, he's blowing us out of the water. Does he go live? When was the last time he was live? He was live 3 days ago. So yeah, he does go live. We'll check him out.
For sure. Oh man. All right. Well, y'all, I think that's it. That's all we got. Until next time.
Let's go OKC. 7 seed. 7 seed.
So you won, huh?
Don't start. Don't start right now. Just because you guys are the 4 seed, all right?
Whatever. And that note,
putting a voodoo doll on your
we're
asses.
out. No, don't you dare. Leave us alone, damn it. Leave
Hex,
us alone. We are in a good place. Leave us alone.
I'll take you out of that good place.
No, please. Please stop it. Please, leave me alone. All right? I don't want to go back to 2 years ago. Please. All right. Well, we appreciate y'all joining us. Again, look out for more content from us. Please hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification, share our videos with anybody you think that would be interested in listening to what we got to say. Until next time, y'all, we out.
Peace.